About to say something to make you not like me. You might catch feelings and you might want to fight me, but I don't really care, I'ma say it anyway. Why most comedic guys seem soft and gay? I'm not saying all, but a large amount. Have you ever heard the words that come out of their mouth? Yeah, they cuss like a sailor, but they follow my eye. They carry oaks and wear makeup and thinking it's hot. I think they need to stop, this is a new era. I wonder if the pharaohs ever wore mascara. It probably was a death mask misunderstood. Don't let them D-boys catch them up in the hood. Why NOI? Stop patrolling the block. We get shot by the cops and we calling the cops. Come on, y'all was on another level. The black man was God, the white man the devil. Now the white man, or better yet the European, and the Mars and the bean pies are sold by Koreans. I'm talking what I'm seeing, I'm just a reporter. How you call a woman to be and you got a daughter. Talking about the Hebrews that demonize women and choose Esau over brothers and kin. Probably timid, soft, and scared to fight. Yelling and wearing spikes, trying to fake me out right. But you can't fool me, cause you make a little noise. Cause deep inside, y'all some scared little boys. You really wanna ride, let's take it to the beast. Get revenge for our people killed by like these. Yeah, right. Y'all ain't busting the grape. It appears that you fear and you in love with hate. Correct me if I'm wrong, we might all don't get along. European psychology got us all gone. You think we divided cause I wear fez and she wear oak and he wear dreads. But the vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to wake you up and get you out of the bed. We lost to get you out the bed. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. The vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Oh yeah, I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Y'all think we divided cause I got a fez and you wear unk and she wear dreads. Y'all think we divided cause I wear fez. The vision don't start there, it starts in the head. And she wear unk and he got dreads. Moors need to wake up too, so I'ma wake up you, so we can get together, do what we gotta do. We ain't done much since the prophet left. More standing on law, we still in this mess. Haven't built the town to hold us down. Paperwork can't fear us, we looking like clowns. Never been to the temple, claim we follow the prophet, but I follow the prophet. I understand logic. People in the temple, time to hit the streets. Everybody do their part, and we ain't getting relief. The murder rate can be more, it's just gone crazy. Dope fiends ODing in the hood on the daily. Weed waste with chemicals, you drink and serve. We fighting over information, we got some nerve. They say that we conscious, we might know a little something, but we just frontin' cause we haven't done nothing, we lost. You think we divided cause I got a fez and she got a cross and he got dreads. You think we divided cause I got a fez and he got an unk and he got dreads. You think we divided cause I got a fez? Yeah.
Bay, Toronto Johnson, I called for a Moore's court on brother Toronto Johnson and anybody who's riding with him with this scandal with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people. I never saw my brothers and sisters serving these packages when I was with Daweed Ali and them and Taj and them used to come to Chicago.
I laid them old boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. Sleepwalking, they keep talking. I probably catch a charge and I don't care what any say. Nobody. Yeah, I'm the people's grand chief and the people's grand chief. Ain't seen a man I can't beat. Only the gods is my equal. You mortals, you just my sequel. You just my sequel. What the 85ers? Dip divers? Trying to symbolize us? You already dead. Who done got up in your head? Rent free. You wanna know who sent eyes foggy, couldn't see through the fog. Then I had to bring the dogs, barking all up in your ear, acting like you don't care. Oh, you don't care? Like you don't preserve life. Oh yeah, and you really don't care, right? Oh, you don't care, right? Well, we gon' really check that, bet that, respect that. Since you said you ain't scared to die, I laid them young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. I laid them old boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I'm the people's grand sheep. I ain't seen a man I can't beat. I laid them young boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I would take you on any day. Michigan, New York, Cali, where you at? What you thought? From Naptown to Baltimore, everybody on the road is all raw. They ready, choppers. I don't really think you want the problem. Hold up, wake the thought up. Back to Allah, hey. I try to get him out the bed, get him up. Sleepwalking anyway, sleepwalking anyway. Wake up, keep talking. Sleepwalking anyway, wake up. I don't care what any say, nobody. I'm the people's grand sheep, and the people's grand sheep. I ain't seen a man I can't beat, never. You mortals, you just my sequel. You mortals, you just my sequel. Only equals is the gods. You mortals, that's my sequel. I see dead people. Hey, I see dead people. I lay them old boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway.
I never saw my brothers and sisters signing me packages when I was with Dolly.
I lay them young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. Hey, people saying I ain't never met a man that I can't beat. No, the gods is my only equal. That's it. You just my sequel. That's it.
I call for a more court on Brother Toronto Johnson and anybody who's riding with him with this scandal or with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people.
Check. Let's go.
Woo! No, man.
Let's go. I try to tell these guys in the beginning I came in the game with the intentions of winning. So many people think they made me in Moore's World TV. Y'all don't believe me, huh? They can't make themselves a success, but they can make me a success. I'm not impressed, huh? What a joke, I want all the smoke. Back in the day when I was broke, messed up, and the slaveholders choke. I probably would've murked you, cause it's your bedtime way past your curfew. All the reckless talk, disrespect for a YouTube show. You know how it go. When I see you, ain't no talk. Go on, put your work in, cause ain't no we supposed to be conscious. It's curtains, the show is over. All the likes and the laughs, ain't there one of them here to save ya. Now do the math, that's one less devil, one less snake, one less lame. All up in your face, trying to gain your confidence with fake consciousness, so they can sell you heaven in the bottle. Man, this.
Family, come on, for real. Stop buying heaven in a bottle. Heaven doesn't come in a bottle. Heaven is the higher self. Heaven is within. Go within. Find heaven, baby.
I would love to catch him in my town, for sure. Trying to sell it to my mother, little clown. Trying to tell it to my little sister or my little cousin or my little niece. Capiche? Peace. You know what's happening? We bring the gods out. An elder once told me, just because you in the light, don't forget your night vision. Just might need it in a fight. Listen, I listen. Pay attention, I'ma tell the enemy you got the drop on them. We the solid brotherhood, I don't know who popped on them.
Let's start this. Let's start the show. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Islam. Let's get it. Not that one. Let's start the show. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people talk European, how to bathe. And look at that women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty, Tupac, Gucci, Kodak, Amigos, Ross, Lucid. But where the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now cypher, I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. All you super scholars holler, this era for the workers. You ain't building on the ground, then you worse than a twerker. You look and sound good, but that's only on the surface. Probably working for the people. Now tell me what's your purpose. Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every mo that rock a fast. He ain't my bro. Yeah, you know I ain't slow. I seen it all before. How they try to kill the prophet, it was all for dough. And some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my vast estate. I want my town, my sheriff, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of the procrastination and debate. Y'all keep hating when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't love your neighbor. That's why you killing, fighting, marry out of your race. If you ain't for Moorish world, then get out of my face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love Italy. If you should love the Moorish world, come on and build it with me. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, oh yeah. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. Be more. I be that more you gon' remember. That time. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. LA. I be that more you gon' remember. New York. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. Peace, family. Can y'all hear me? Press 1 if you can hear me. Now, I be real busy lately. Man, I got to do this show tonight. I got to. Just because for my love of hip hop, I got to do this show. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. I got to do this, family. I want to show y'all some correlating things real quick. Y'all can hear me? Man, somebody say Young Pharaoh just shot up his BM house. Nah, man, stop, man. Please don't say that, man. Nah, man, don't say that, Young Pharaoh. Let me double check, man. You know, people be saying stuff. Somebody just say Young Pharaoh shot up his BM house. Let me see real quick, man. I hope not. I seen him. Let me see. Ah, man. That's what they got. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, family. Dang, it's right here. She said, Young Pharaoh just shot at my house. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on there. Ah, man, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. So listen, here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. This is what this live stream is about tonight. This live stream is about this is not going to this is one of them live streams where, as though, you know, people looking for somebody to be exposed, people looking for some drama. But this live stream is really about why people need to be exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like, many people keep talking about this European, right? And I keep saying that the European has did what he does and he do what he do. The European has damaged our people so much that now we're on autopilot of damaging ourselves. We like simply on autopilot right now. You know, nobody going to step up and address the fact that all of these rappers talking about murder, kill, sell drugs, get money. Nobody gonna talk about that. Now I'm gonna be the one to talk about it tonight. So here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna be the one to talk about it tonight, because everybody, when somebody passes away, whether it's Biggie, whether it's Pac, whether it's King Von, whether it's Young Dolph, these brothers teach, rap, and talk death. And I'm the only one going to say it, right? I'm the only one going to say it. How many people out there is talking about all of the death that these rappers are talking? How many? I was doing a little bit of research and looking into rappers that died and talked about death and gangster lifestyle and all of that. I mean, it was just so many of them. It's just so many of them. But how many people out there that's doing live streams tonight talking about how much death is in music? How many? How many? I haven't seen a podcaster yet condemning the practice of talking death in all this hip hop. You know what? Check this out. Here in Baltimore, the popular station is called 92Q, right? And every so often, and they probably do it in your city too, every so often, you will have Kathy Hughes of Radio 1 and of TV 1. She will come on the radio. I wanted to have this conversation. I don't care if 2 people listening. I'll be like Stinky Inky. I have 2 people listening to me now. So if I'm going to talk to you tonight, and I'm going to get you mad. I'm going to be like Stinky Inky. 2 people. Everybody go. I'm talking about this craziness that nobody want to talk about. Nobody want to talk about. Nobody want to talk about this. I don't understand this. Somebody says Sirius Radio. Nobody want to talk about this. It's crazy. It's crazy to me, right? What's so crazy to me is that we have a radio station here in Baltimore that y'all might be familiar with, owned by Kathy Hughes. That's right. Let's call out Kathy Hughes. Call out Kathy Hughes. Send the people. No, they're going to send the people for me. They're going to send the people. Do y'all got Radio 1 in your town? Press 7 if you got Radio 1 in your town. Press 7 if you have a radio station under Radio 1. In Baltimore, it's 92Q. Press 7 if you have one. I'm going to show you the power of people if they really wanted to change something. Press 7. Anybody know Kathy Hughes? TV 1, Radio 1? Anybody know? Am I the only one? All right, I'm glad. So listen, Kathy Hughes, in a few months, she's going to come on 92Q. And she's going to say, and she might do it this month because of Black Friday. Black businesses, quote unquote, black businesses are worth $250 trillion. And if we want to preserve our black communities, we must put our money into black businesses. The business of today is Cook's Fried Chicken on Liberty Road. Support your black business. Woman, please. Woman, please. And then the next song, blow an N-word brains out. Go ahead, hump this sister. Go ahead, hump that sister. You understand what I'm saying? This is the crazy part about it. They try to talk about they know better than the conscious community. They know better than the conscious community. We go out there and stand in front of the cookie spot where Young Dolph was murdered. May he rest in peace. But ain't nobody going to the promoters that promote this stuff and create the atmosphere for this deaf thought and deaf speaking to come to life. They're going to listen to the radio tonight. They're going to live stream tonight deaf music. See, we don't want to get right for real. We got it. It's a small percentage in our group that want to get right. We like celebrate death. But when death happen, we want to fake like we mourning. I'm going to tell it how it is, man. I'm going to get people mad at me. We celebrate death. We celebrate death and then we cry when death actually happened. That is crazy to me. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Tonight, we're going to go over a few songs. You know what I mean? We look at Tupac. Tupac, one of the biggest stars, by the way, of his talent. But let me tell you, I'm a Tupac fan. Or I was. But when you think about it, I see death around the corner. You see what around the corner? You see death around the corner? And then we live in a culture where we begin to justify death. We live in a culture. Let me ignite my brother, Comedic Hebrew. Comedic Hebrew, I meant no disrespect yesterday, and thank you for understanding and addressing my question, bro. Oh, no, Comedic Hebrew, you my guy, bro. I appreciate you. The point that I'm making is this. We look at somebody who has talent, like a Tupac, 20-some years ago, and we're going to bring it up to date too. We look at somebody who has talent like Tupac, but we influence his stardom by rubber stamping the deaf culture. In other words, we listen to it, we enjoy it, we applaud it. You follow what I'm saying? We listen to it, we enjoy it, and we applaud it. This is when we were younger. Now remember, Tupac at the time, how long Tupac been gone? Over 20-some years? So all of y'all was in y'all 20s. You if you're watching this, my major audience right now is 40 and above. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing to try to eliminate this deaf culture? Brothers say Tupac stood for something. Let me tell you something. Tupac definitely stood for something, but he spoke deaf. That's the issue. Let's not act like he didn't speak deaf. The problem is speaking deaf, brother. It's not that he stood for something. A homeless person stand for something. The bootleg preacher stand for something. Brother Polite, Stinky Inky, they stand for something. But we're talking about speaking deaf that need to be eradicated. When you ride your children or taking your children to school and you turn on the radio and Up jump the boogie. Some death is being spoken into their heart, into their soul. And you ain't even, oh, it's just a song. Nah. I said Tupac stood for something. Let's get into it. Let's look. Let's say Tupac stood for something. All right. I agree. That's my man. But I got to keep it a buck with you today. You said Tupac stood for something. Let's deal with this one first. So many tears. I wake up in the morning. Should I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I wake up in the morning and ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? This is what we were listening to. So when we say Tupac stood for something, yeah, okay, it's good that we can recognize that. But let's look at these words here, and I'm gonna show you why in a minute. In the city where skinny niggas die, if they bury me, bury a G, nigga. No need to worry. I expect retaliation in a hurry. I see death around the corner every day. This is where we at. This is where we at. What I'm saying is this: we as a group of people, I'm talking about you, I'm talking about your children, that these songs are speaking death. But guess what? Not only is death ravaging the neighborhoods and the communities of what the artists come out of, it's actually killing the artists now. It's killing the artists at an alarming rate. But nobody's saying anything. The only thing happens is a t-shirt and a song and some mourning and some flowers and some teddy bears and some liquor bottles on the ground. Like before we start crying, let me finish these other two bars. Tupac said, my every move is a calculated step to bring me closer to embrace an early death. Now there's nothing left. I'm falling to the floor, begging for the Lord to let me in heaven doors. We're going to get to what I'm talking about in a minute. We'll get to what I'm talking about in a minute. The point, this is something that we need to address. Why everybody, y'all gonna call me mean, y'all gonna call me heartless. Why are we always crying when somebody speak death and it actually happened? What we crying about? For real, what we crying about? People gonna see this and get mad at me, but I'm gonna give it to you a buck. What are we crying about? What are we surprised about? Why we act like we surprised? I'm surprised about Nipsey. But why? How are we going to be surprised? Rest in peace, Young Dolph. How are we going to be surprised about Young Dolph, who rapped gunshot gang life? With all due respect. How are we going to be surprised? Give me a second. Let me show you something real quick. Give me 1 second. If I can find it real quick. I want to show you something real quick. Watch this. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up real quick. Unbelievable to me, man. Unbelievable to me that the reactions that I see, after, I listen to the stuff, I hear the stuff just like anybody else. But the reactions that I see is like they are amazingly surprised right now. Everyone is surprised that, 1 second. Everyone is surprised right now. I'm in shock. How can you be in shock? Give me 1 second. Who is this here? There we go. Watch this. How are we going to be in shock with this? Give me 1 second. Where my stream at? Here we go. Now, some of y'all too old. Some of y'all too old for this stuff. But don't worry about it. I'm going to guide you to it. This is a Young Dolph song. Let me make sure you can see it right. Listen to this. 100 shots. Me and my nigga pull up and 100 drops. Skirt. My role model used to get 100 blocks. Hey, street nigga in a tuxedo with the mob. Yay. At the end of the verse, he rap, yay, it's Dolph. How the up you miss with 100 shots? And the article goes on. Dolph died while he was buying cookies at Makita's Cookies, and the owner, Maurice Hill, said someone drove up, shot him at 1 p.m. and left. If you making a song and you saying how you gonna miss with 100 shots? Anybody know the story that he was also shot? I think it was in LA. Did anybody familiar with Young Dolph? Press 7 if you're familiar with Young Dolph. Anybody ever hear the song that he made? And I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying, if we can't be sad if we're not doing nothing about it. We can't be sad if we're not doing anything about it. Anybody hear about the diss record that he said to Yo Gotti about his baby mother? Anybody ever heard about the diss record? I didn't even want to copy that. Anybody press 7 if you heard the diss record about Yo Gotti from Young Dolph. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me see if I can get the I'm gonna see if I can read the lyrics. Was his name Young Dolph? I'm gonna read the lyrics to you. I'm gonna show you the climate that is taking place and why I don't see why everybody is crying. Yo Gotti diss. Let me see. Okay. All right, here you go. You can go look it up yourself, but I'm gonna share it with you. But this is the climate. This is the climate. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna say what ain't nobody else gonna say. This is the climate. Watch this. Is that it right there? Hold up. I don't know if that is. Oh, here we go. All right. Here you go. Let me make sure y'all can see it. And all the older people in here, y'all work with me because y'all gonna learn something tonight too. Y'all gonna learn something tonight too. Oh, I gotta blow that up. I see. All right, hold up. Let me blow it up. Let me blow it up real quick. Let me see. All right, here we go. Make sure y'all can see it. Let me check y'all's. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. Watch this. Watch this. Ooh, that drink raw. Pass me a lighter, man. Hey, I'm in the booth right now, right? He talking. Let's go. Don't play with me. Play with your young on some multi-million-dollar fur coat, $500,000 worth of ice on. I'm lit up like a cut the Christmas lights on. What the? You do be so fresh, Dolph. Why you keep your foot on the Dolph? Because we at the top. But we really from the bottom. Tell that up. That's how I feel about him. Heard your intro, your last mixtapes. I heard your slick dissing. But that lame. All that make-believe rapping about cocaine. Don't play with me. Ho Gotti. You ho, man. You went from the biggest fan to my biggest hater. begging me to sign with you, but I had too much paper. Still the same that used to front for your big brother. Found here too, then I call him your big sister. You still that same that was beefing with a dyke. But you a gangster though. I can't take you serious, all right? They said them some on your team, on your team, on your draws. They say you make them call you boss. They say you can't call you king. Why? Because that's Dolph. I can't drink all that 2-liter because that's raw. The streets is ours. The new 488 came with a lot of power. My little begging me to let him send him some scattered showers. To send him some scattered shower. Don't play with me, play with your B. Matter of fact, when I effed her, she told me you a B. And tell that old from my hood with you that you make my city look bad. That's the truth. I ain't gonna go no more. You get my point. You get my point. You get my point? How can you look at someone who, see, this is raw talk. This is raw talk. How can the public act like they're so surprised? Listen, I don't condone death of any kind. I don't condone death of any kind except for self-defense. Except for self-defense to preserve your life. But why do the public act like they're in such mourning as if the whole career wasn't based on death? Am I wrong for thinking like this? Am I the only one that think like this? Can somebody say something? Can somebody say something? Am I the only one that think like this? Let me show you something. He said, okay, but hip-hop has been dead on mainstream level for a minute. Nobody listens to half of these rappers anymore. Many people listen to them. That's how they get Brother Jamal Davis. Many people listen to him, Jamal Davis. This is how they're able to afford the prop jewelry, the prop money, the fancy videos, the fancy cars for the videos. All of that is promotion for shows. Like when you in business, everything becomes a part of your advertising. But advertising costs money. All of them chains that all look alike. Anybody ever notice that all these rappers' chains look alike? They look kind of like stainless steel, but they crusted diamonds, and they all everywhere, like they all look alike. Nobody is unique. Nobody is unique anymore. Like, look, I'm gonna just put in rappers iced out. And everybody, I want to ask you something too. All this stuff look the same. Every single one of it look the same. I ain't even from that era. I don't know nothing about that. All of this stuff look the same. Let's try this real quick. And I guess this is where the hood people get theirs from. Watch this. All of the rappers that you see, I mean, all of them got a chain similar to this. Every single one of them. See that? Every single one of them. Watch this. Let me go back real quick. Every single one of them. Look at it. Let's go over here. Look at this. This is goofy. Unbelievable to me. Yeah, I get the J. Cole, absolutely. J. Cole, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just speaking about the ones that's always on the forefront. And let me ask you a question. I don't know about you, but who goes to the bank and get enough money just to put in a video and do like this. You see how crazy we are? And then hold it to show the camera. Who does that? We are sick. They go get enough. They go to the bank just to get $100 grand, if it's real, just to show it on camera. Who was the first one to say, you know, this would be a good idea? This would be a good idea. Go to the bank, get out $100,000, and let's put it in a video. In fact, Lil Wayne, you can do even better. You get a crate and you sit on it. You just get piles of money and sit on it. Then you got goofy, stupid Brother Polite. I'm sorry for saying somebody stupid. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. He even tries to be like that too. Like, who does that? I'm going to buy me some fake money. I'm going to do a skit. Toya the Goddess. I'm going to do me a skit. I'm going to get me some fake money. I'm going to be sitting right up here when the show come on one day, like it. Yeah. I'm going to be sitting right up here. They're going to be all fake, though. They're going to be all fake. That's right. I'm going to say, that's right. What? Then I'm going to have a ball. I'm going to have a clunk in my hand. Be like, I have my music playing. Yeah. They're going to be all fake, though. I'm going to get me some fake money. Yeah. And just show people how goofy it is. I'm going to just show people how goofy it is. But this is the level that our people sunk to. This is the level that our people sunk to. That, you know, many people say, I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in Islam. I don't believe in Christianity. But watch this. They said, tell him you sold the Moorish World TV. Yeah, tell him that Dr. Stink. But look, many people, right, say they don't believe in religion no more, right? And for whatever reason, I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe they had a bad experience. I don't know. But do you know that I'm going to preach to you for about 2 minutes. Do you know that in the Bible it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Stop right there for a minute. The Word, whether you're a Christian or not, don't worry about that. The Word was God. Is that what it said? Let me make sure, because I clipped it. Let me see. Make sure I got it right. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. Yeah. So if God is the Word, just take it from that perspective for a second. That words have power of death and life. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. God, words have death and life. The breath of life. Let's look it up. They said the Word is Christ, the Word. In the beginning, let's look it up so we can get it right. I'm not debating anybody, so don't think I'm debating. I'm trying to make a little point real quick. So all I want to do is make a little point real quick and make you see things from a different perspective, if you will. Now, here we go. Let me see. Here we go. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same in the beginning. Same was in the beginning with God. The part that I want to chime into is, and the Word was God. You follow what I'm saying? Words are power. Words are power. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. It's power in the Word. So if you talking death, and death come and chase you down, somebody say they Bible don't say that. You got to get a King James version then. The Bible, man, there's so many versions of the Bible, it might say anything today. So I stick to the original King James version. I mean, somebody say that's Jesus Christ. I don't care what your interpretation is. It says in the Bible word, it don't say Jesus Christ, and I'm not going to debate it. The point that I'm making is that there's power in words. And so if you speak death from the word, death will become you. If you speak life, life will become you. That's just bottom line. That's just bottom line. And so when we look at these lyrics, right? I don't get into the debating people interpretation of the book. I read it for what it says, and either I can apply it or I can't. I don't hold it as the end all be all. I mean, some other people may do, but I just don't. I hold common sense as the end all be all. And if I see the term word, and at the beginning was the word, and the word's with God, and the word was God, I'm looking at the power of words. And I'm looking at all of these brothers who, let's go through some real quick. Let's look at Biggie. Let's look at Biggie real quick. Let's check out Big. Let's check out Big real quick. Watch this. Yeah, but suicidal thoughts. I'm glad I'm dead. I swear I swear to God, I feel like death is calling me. I ain't gonna go too hard on Big. But he named his album Ready to Die. He named his album Ready to Die. What do you mean you ready to die? This is why I'm going to tell all of y'all right now. If you ever rock with me and we on the front line, don't ever say, I'm going to die for this. Nah. We're going to live for this. We're going to live for this. Don't never say I'm going to die for this. Malcolm said, he said, right now, I know I'm a dead man walking. Malcolm said that. He said, I know I'm a dead man walking. Martin said, I looked over the mountaintop. I seen the promised land. Even if I don't see it, get there with you. Even if I don't get there with you. So what I'm telling you, we got to stop thinking like this. We got to stop thinking like this, because I'm telling you, you're going to pass that energy down to your children, and they're going to live a death existence until death overtakes them. If you claim to be some type of activist, or you claim to be some type of person to uplift people, come on now. In the Quran, right, in conjunction with the Bible, whether you're a Muslim or not, and people disagree with, and I'm not interpreting this, I'm just going to read it for what it is. It says, in the Quran, right, it says, he is the one who originated the heavens and the earth, and he wills to originate a thing. He says to it be, and it becomes. Let me stop for a minute. Now, what I'm going to do is this. It says that Allah say to a thing, be, and it becomes. And you are made in the image and after the likeness of Allah, of God, that you have the same power to say be, and it becomes. That just don't mean good things. That just don't mean be and become. I don't want to be broke. Be and become. I don't want this. I don't want that. Be and become. These rappers, they speak in death. So I don't see why we so surprised. I mean, it's beyond me why we are so surprised. You know what I mean? Why? Let me see what else I got here. Hold up. I want to run down a few of them with y'all and entertain me for a minute. Because I think it's crazy personally, but entertain me for a second. Watch this.
So you didn't give.
Watch this real quick. There we go. Let me show you some of these crazy situations as it relates to lyrics. I don't know if y'all know Big L. Y'all might know Big L, you might not. But I'm going to do my best. From Harlem. Arguably one of the greatest lyricists that ever touched the mic. But in Casualty of a Dice Game, Big L says, I got weak and fell on my rear. Now I can hear the sirens. That means here comes the Jakes. But it's too late. I'm knocking at the pearly gates.
Pretty girls.
And in that lyric, Big L predicts his own death. He predicts his own death. Watch it. Y'all think it's a game. I want y'all to wake up to this. You take Proof. He says, I'm in the club to beef. You got to murder me there in one of his songs. 2 years before Deshaun Holden Proof was fatally shot, D12 released the song 40 Ounce. On Proof verse, he talked about fighting and dying in the club, which were exact circumstances surrounding his death.
Tickets.
The exact circumstances. And you mean tell me that when we start to hear these things, that we see people mourning, we see people crying. Did anybody listen to these songs? Anybody listen to these songs? Anybody? Do anybody listen to these songs? Like when we hear about a rapper die, like a lot of people in our generation might don't listen to hip hop no more. Like I like hip hop. I'm telling you, I like my favorite rapper right now is 42 Doug. Y'all might don't know. Anybody know 42 Doug? That's my man right now. He's a little reckless young guy. I think he out of the D. Anybody know 42 Doug? That's my man. So I get it. I get it. That's my man. That's my hands down right now. I'm y'all might go listen to him and be like, man, you listen to 42 Doug? Yeah. But 42 Doug the same way. Who listen to 42 Doug? Anybody? It's my man. I like it. Yes, they rocking with 42 Doug. But that's my man. But I'm just saying is this deaf culture is crazy. And I like 42 Doug because he 42 Doug, he put a lot of motion and what he talk about. You know what I'm saying? But man, we looking at this, man, these brothers is talking death. And then we surprised when death happens. We're surprised when death happened. And I'm looking at everybody at the scene of the crime, and I'm like, I mean, they honoring the brother, and they saying a lot of beautiful things, how he give back to his community, and how, you know what I'm saying. But I actually have experience of listening to the music. I'm like, this is what happened. It's like if you in a dope game, if somebody is silly enough to still be in the dope game, like And you go to their funeral and the preacher like, oh yeah, he was a beautiful person. And, he went to trade school and he got a trade and he went to the wrong side of the road. But today he's with the Lord. And you sitting there like we got to be real sometimes. Sitting there just like this. Everybody crying, everybody going off. When at the end of the day, look at this brother. He grew up in Atlanta, spoke about his experience as a gang member on the track, Georgia Nights. On the same song, the young musician foretold his death, attributed to a gun, and claiming it's the same way all men in his family did and will continue to die. He says, quote, waking up in cold sweats, having dreams of going out with a bang. My papa died by the gun. I'll die by the gun. And if I ever have a son, he'll probably die the same. They say good die. The good die young. So I must be on my way.
You're right.
Hear that? That's Dollar. Waking up in cold sweats, having dreams of going out with a bang. And guess what? He get to beefing with somebody in the mall, if I'm not mistaken, Dollar. There you go. So one thing it proved, somebody put out Pop Smoke. All of the stardom, all of the money, all of the somebody said read Dolph lyrics. Dolph lyrics, which one? Popping? Exactly. We speak in depth. Our young people are speaking depth. Listen, I wake up in cold sweats having dreams of going out with a bang. My papa died by the gun. I'll die by the gun. And if I ever have a son, he probably die the same. They say the good die young, so I must be on my way. Come on now. Come on now. You mean tell me that this thing has gotten so popular that people consume this stuff and you wonder why the neighborhoods who consume this look like they do? Name another genre of music that talk like that. I'll wait. Name another genre of music that talk like that. Anybody know any? Anybody know any? Rock and roll, country. Can you name another genre of music that talk like that? Any of them. But guess what? This is the sad part. Now, when we start talking like this, if I say, listen, we need to come up with a plan on the quiet side. We need to come up with a plan on the quiet side, strategize, and shut these radio stations down that's pushing it, and then work to, because radio is going out, work to the digital community. We are the consumers. This is why organization is so important. You know when people always say, we don't need no leader. I said this the other night on the show. We don't need no leader. We don't need no leader. Yes, we do. We need one with a little bit of intelligence to organize us all, to execute a plan to neutralize this madness. We can't wait for somebody to get shot and stand out in front of the cookie store. That ain't gonna change nothing. We can't wait until somebody gets super mad and now we standing in front of the radio station. That ain't gonna do nothing. It was a lady on I think it was Facebook, and she made a statement. She says, "Who make the laws so these people can have all these guns?" Somebody say, yeah, we boycotting all this murder. It's time now. Well, no, what we need to do, as opposed to boycotting, what we need to do is find a way to take the license for playing this music and start charging these people with conspiracy to commit murder. We need to start just filing charges as an organization, create the Alliance for Political Accountability. We need to start filing charges and make them complicit to murder. That's what we need to start to do. Because if this was happening, let me tell you something. Heroin, anybody watch The Wire? Press 7 if you watch The Wire. Press 7 if you watch The Wire. You ever watch The Wire? Of Baltimore? The dope game in Baltimore? Anybody? Watch The Wire? Anybody? Let me show you something. In the early years, right? Dope has been big in Baltimore. I'm talking about heroin. Heroin is big in Baltimore, even to this day. I mean, always been for the longest time. You feel what I'm saying? And Europeans, right? If y'all don't know about heroin is the most deadliest narcotics. And now they use fentanyl, whatever that is. I don't know the science of that, but whatever the case, it's killing people at an alarming rate because they cut them with fentanyl, right? But heroin has always been horrible. I'm talking about heroin destroys Baltimore in the 80s and the 90s, surpassing the crack epidemic. In other words, crack came, crack left, heroin kept its flow. Destroying families, destroying neighborhoods. The dope game made people ghetto superstars, fur coats, everybody in the 90s, Hondas Accords, and I mean, I'm just crazy. Long story short. In the 2000s, the Europeans, well, in the 80s and the 90s, certain Europeans would come into the city, buy their dope, and they would go wherever they live. But what happened was, in like the 2000s, in the late 90s, the dope became so addictive. It became so addictive that real soon you will begin to see Europeans coming back and forth like crack addicts. Until eventually, the Europeans just didn't leave. They would just hang around. They would go steal. They would go and do everything they can do and just hang around the dope corners. And we got that today here in Baltimore. But guess what else you have? You also have methadone clinics on every corner. Soon as the Europeans start falling apart, they say now you can't even get locked up if you overdose. You can't even get charged if you overdose and you got drugs on your possession. Because so many Europeans were becoming addicted to heroin and getting caught out in the city. You understand what I'm saying? The point that I'm making is that when it begin to affect Europeans, they begin to do things in a different collective and organized manner to neutralize it. Do they stop it? No. But they try their best to neutralize it. And so what the Europeans does, I'm trying to tell you, maybe the Europeans got to come and teach you something. What they do is they put clinics on every corner. They start distributing Narcan, the Narcan where people go out and boom, they can bring them back to life. They can't afford to lose anybody from heroin because they are the minority who got you believing that you are the minority. So anybody that they lose is a potential. Anybody that they lose potential for a birth rate. Because even a dope fiend that has a baby is good for the numbers. You see what I'm saying? So they save everything. This is how they neutralize it. Listen to me, family. Listen to me, family. The Europeans see how their people fall into the trap. And what they do is they find an organized way to neutralize the trap. They don't solve the problem, but they make sure that they preserve just the human being to bring forth the seed so they can reproduce. It's a numbers game. Don't be fooled. We're talking on another level tonight. It's a numbers game. So soon as they get addicted, more treatment centers comes up in Baltimore City. More needle programs comes up in Baltimore City. By default, our people, they think it's about this, not about you. More methadone clinics. The church got methadone, passing out methadone. Europeans be high as Fat Charles behind on methadone. Talking about they've been clean. I've been clean for 3 years. I've been on the program. And you got $1? What? I'm on the program. Stop saying they on the program. So the point that I'm making is you can learn a lot from these crazy people. Until we decide to organize and execute a thing, we are going to forever be lost. We got to stop letting people tell us that we don't need no leaders. In order to bring those people in the March on Washington with Martin Luther King, man, they needed some point men and women. They needed some organizers. Let me see what Light said. One of the whitest states was the heroin capital of America a few years ago. You never heard nothing about locking them up. Exactly, Astrolight. Exactly. But guess what? Our problem is that we don't want to organize. We think that soon as we organize, somebody is going to, one, take advantage of us. That's why I expose these frauds, because these frauds kill the ability for those to come forth that could be a help to what we need to do. The frauds kill the confidence of the help. Press 7 if you're with me. Fraudulent people kill the confidence of the help. They fraud so many people that people get so tired that they think, man, forget it all. So when you're looking like a stinky inky, you know what I'm saying? Frauding people for a few dollars of sea moss, adding food color in it to make it blue and call it blue magic like it's dope. You know, because blue magic is a drug. Anybody knew that? This fool names his supposed to be health beneficial, the beneficial health products, he names them after drugs. He walks around with a dog fur coat, acting like he's a D-boy. He's a half 100 plus with a mouth grill of gold teeth. And people actually believe that he's a reasonable option for liberation. Imitating a rapper and a dope boy, or a dope boy playing rapper, or a rapper playing dope boy over a half 100. Over a half 100. You over a half 100 playing. Go get some braces. Just go get some braces. Your teeth is chopped up. We already get it. We know. Go get some braces. Just go get some braces. Look, right there. American Gangsters Drug, Blue Magic. Exactly. So these people running around playing. And so the same thing with this hip hop culture. If anybody want to get a grip on this hip hop culture, you can't have no rallies. Rallies is a fake out. Marches is a fake out. Marches is one of the moves that's put out there by the enemy or by the oppressor to make you believe that you're getting something. Marches is organized by people, or people mimic those who created those marches. You don't get no power by marching. You don't get nothing done by marching. You don't get nothing by boycotting. You draw attention to it. But in order to change something, you got to change something from the district in which it happens in. You don't get no power by begging something. Who respects a beggar people? Don't nobody respect nobody begging. Stop, stop, or we won't drop. Stop, stop, peace. No peace, no nothing, no peace, no nothing. Nobody respects that. Nobody respects that. Very rarely do you see Europeans doing these type of marches. Very rarely. And if you do see them, that's because they fell into the trap too. They fell into the trap too. But when Europeans want change, they organize. They organize. They organize. The LGBT community, they organize. You know, in the Moorish Science Temple of America, right? Throughout all its different factions, you have not one, which we're working on now. I want you to hear me though. You know how on my name I have Tahaka Bay or Toronto Johnson Bay. So back in the day, when I got Bay on my name, it was given to me by the way of, it was corny. They had a baptismal certificate, but it worked. You go to the motor vehicle and they hook you up and they add Bay to your name. Over years go by and I didn't keep up with it and turn all my stuff over, you know, so some had just Johnson and some had Johnson Bay, you know, like some things got Johnson Bay, some things got Johnson, right? But I had to go on my own and do it. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to the principle of what I'm saying. There is not a Moorish Science Temple of America, and again, we're working on one, right? But there's not a Moorish Science Temple of America that has a standard procedure where one joined and had Bay on their name by the way of the power of the organization. Work with me for a minute. There's not one. All these people with Bays and L's on their name, there is not one standard. Like again, under my leadership of our temple, I'm working on it, right? Because there should be a universal standard. Watch this though. Watch this. The LGBT community, within a small span of about 3 years, they got laws put in place in New York where they can go to the Department of Vital Statistics and they can take the male or girl or boy off of their birth certificate and put something else. Press 7 if you knew that. That's called organization. So even from the Moorish perspective, the Moorish Science Temple of America, they can go to their in Baltimore. All they have to do is put in an affidavit, get it signed by a judge or by someone at the clerk's office, and they can take that and they can change their sex. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, this is called organization. The power of organization. The power of organization. Hold up. LGBTQ birth. Watch this. Certificate. Watch this. This is called the power of here we go. The power of organization.
Same.
Hold up 1 second. The power of organization. Many people say, you don't need no leader. You don't need no leader. Family.
Here.
So that one there was a violation, personally.
I don't know what that is. All right. But look, you don't need no leader. They selling you out. We need somebody to help us organize. We need an organizer. Watch this here real quick. This is from Wiki, but it's official. In March 2020, the Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, changed birth certificate policy to include individual born in New York State to change sex or gender by just self-affirmation, effective immediately. You see that? Effective immediately. Let me turn it up a little bit for you. This shows you the power of organization. You might talk stuff about the LGBT community, but guess one thing they got over you? Organization. Yeah. There you go. Birth certificate policies includes individual born in the state of New York to change sex or gender by just self-affirmation, affecting immediately. The prior policy required natural-born New Yorkers to be 18 or older to apply to change gender designation on their birth certificate. They also had to submit a notarized affidavit, they still do that in Maryland, from the medical expert verifying gender confirmation surgery or diagnosis of gender dysphoria. This policy was announced partly because a 14-year-old sued New York State in January 2020 over his birth certificate that was issued by the state and listed him as a female. In June 21, the legislation was passed, signed, and implemented to protect and make legally binding those gender or sex change regulations formerly official within the New York State. Stop right there for a minute, because I don't know. Y'all might don't like this. This might be teaching too much. Y'all want to just have fun. Y'all just want to have fun. Somebody say they have the beast behind them. Stop making excuses and let's get behind one another. Let's stop making excuses and let's get behind one another. See, this one they got, but this is not the same. It is the same. It's about changing policy. The FCC allows this death to go on through the internet, allows this death to go on through the radio, allows this death to go on. What are you talking about? This is not the same. It is the same. These rappers are complicit to death. What do you mean it's not the same? This is the part that always hinder us because nobody has any vision. For the lack of vision, the people perish. Nobody has any vision. Who gonna start how can we start the train going if ain't even nobody trying to put no fuel in the tank? Look at this. It's an agenda you have no control over. You see this? This is the slave mentality. I got to get you out of here. And I got to get you out of here. I can't let you poison our guests. We're gonna fight for hours, brother. I got to get you out of here. I'm sorry. You got to go. You got to go. You got to go. We don't need that energy in here. You see that? You got to go. I don't want that energy in my chat. This is the people's chat right here. Unbelievable. That means we shouldn't even attempt to change the conditions. Because according to Savage Hill, whose name is Savage, according to Savage Hill, it's just something you can't change. You got the LGBT community that's able to implement something by the way of organizational structure, suing, and now the whole New York City have to yield to the demand of one born male gender who wants to be referred to as a female. And you mean tell me that 20,000 of us in any city can't shut down the death march that's advocated through music? Very rarely do we attack things that harm us. It's like we like slaves. You know what I'm saying? The European, he got 5 people in the house. He got 200 slaves. He can beat one flog the other, and 198 stay in the field picking. What I'm saying is, we need to get organized when the call is made, and we got to go and move on these things, because I'm going to tell you, hip-hop has become a death march. Hip-hop has become a death march. And the thing is, you don't have to shut anything down. You don't have to shut anything down. All you got to do is change it around. You put demands on things. But you put demands on things politically and economically. These are death marches. Somebody say change by getting rid of hip-hop, and that is from a person who was in the business. I don't think we need to get rid of hip-hop. I think what we need to do is, because listen to the logic. The logic is, whenever somebody is addressing something that is a part of their demise or their disgrace, they don't get rid of it. What they do is they make it adjust to what they wanted to do. They don't get rid of it. See, that's the wrong approach, thinking that you're going to get rid of something. You don't have to get rid of it. You got to make it adjust. So the FCC allowed nigga, excuse my expression, BBB. Your tax dollars pay for that. No. See, here we go. Anthony B. You got a heck of a fight. You're going up against billionaires. No. What you do is you start local. You start local. See, this is what people think. When you look at the universe and the expanse thereof, you can't comprehend and wrap your mind around how expansive it is. You just know it's big. But when you take a piece of soil and put it in your hand, and that's earth, it's okay to start there. So if we in Baltimore, for example, this spring, we start organizing in Baltimore, hypothetically speaking, and we have a goal in mind. The first goal is who controls the radio stations here in Baltimore. You start small. Then, who gives the authority to the radio stations here in Baltimore? Who is the legislators? Who is the alderman in that district? Who is the councilman in that district? You want to have this job? I got 20,000 strong. We don't need this radio here. Guess what? If they wanted to put a dope fiend clinic in a neighborhood, the Europeans come together and say, no, we don't want that here. And they fight it legislatively. Not only do they fight it legislatively, they also let people know that we ain't yielding. Put it here if you want. Put it here if you want. All we got to do is watch this stuff. This happens all the time. Go look at neighborhoods that do not have this madness. They got boards. They got all things, checks and balances in place. We the one that don't have these things in place. And if I say organize every city throughout the United States, the problem is that these frauds and these swindlers and these conscious community will make you think that I'm ready to swindle you, or that somebody come behind me is ready to swindle you. You think that this is a YouTube show. You think that this is a Sinetta show. You think this is a Stinky Inky show trying to sell you some blue magic. But this ain't that. This is one of them situations. I'm just trying to inspire you that if you hear the call, whether it be me or somebody else, answer the call. But other than that, there is no need for crying when somebody run up on Young Dolph and shoot him in front of the cookie spot. There is no need for crying. Those tears must be converted into strength and practical application to solve the problem. That's what it is. That's just what it is. Let me tell you something. Not just because I do, I guess, live streams and I'm always on the cutting edge or something, but because it's who I am. Whenever I see a strange car in my community, I walk up to the window. I'm looking in that joint, everything. I got pictures of tag numbers, everything. I'm checking it. I got everything. You feel me? If somebody in the car, I'm knocking on the joint. My man, what's up? What you doing? You good? I did it the other day. Guy was like, oh, I work for Uber. I say, why you choose to park here? You look strange. Nah, not here. You got to park over there. Go up there. Not over here. No. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's just a small thing as an individual. But what I'm telling you, on an organizational level, Europeans do this in their neighborhoods. They do this in their neighborhoods. They don't allow anything that they don't recognize that's not supposed to be there to linger too long. We do it. Can you imagine if a country radio station was talking about Billy gonna kill his wife, and after he kill his wife, he going up the street with a shotgun, he gonna kill a school teacher, also kill a husband, gonna kill a dog, gonna kill a frog. Boy, that man is bugging. Imagine every song, every hour on a country radio station. You don't think that them Europeans will find a way to shut that thing down? You have lost your mind. That every time they ride little Billy and Sally to school, that all they hear is Uncle Buck then shot a buck, and Buck wasn't a deer, and now Buck is dead. The Europeans ain't going for that, and I'm using them as an example. In fact, my wife gave me an idea. She said I should do a segment called "Let the European Tell Them." Let the European tell them, and give you examples on how Europeans do things. Because that's all people want to listen to. Nobody want to listen to me. Like I said, people think that this is a podcast. People think that this is just a show. People think I'm just talking. I should do a little segment, say, let the European tell them. I'm telling you, there is no way possible that anyone will go for this. Like, hold up. Give me 1 second. Let me try this real quick. Look at my mind. Give me 1 second. Watch this. King Von, right? Listen to this. This King Von. King Von say, let me tell you the truth. Look, most of these N-words, they a fool. They fool. And they don't really up with you. Let me tell you the truth. When I went on a drill with my homie, and that N-word ain't shoot. Damn. Steady acting gangster. That ain't you. Set up by bees that ain't even cute. I won't tell a soul. I keep it moving. Whooping, shooting it, and he don't even hoop. Boom, boom, boom. I was out the window. He was on the roof. Shoot. I was on the block. You was at the loop. Dang. I was in the Ford. You was in the Taurus. I was in the zoo, shooting it with the zoo. Boom, boom. Talking about bodies, I got a few. 4 + 3, 3 + 2. I'm King Von. Nigga, who is you? We going, but the mall. We gone, but the mall when they free, Duke. Yeah, never been stingy. You can get it too. Glock is never jamming. Aim it, then I shoot. Yeah, yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, they was in front of a club or something. They get the beefing. Him and another group. He gets shot. He dies. The 22-year-old that involved in the shooting, he gets shot. He goes to the hospital and he get accused of murder. That makes sense. And everybody's like, oh, King Von, King Von, King Von. I get it. I get it. But at the end of the day, when are we going to be talking to the King Vons before they end up like King Von? When are we going to be trying to make sure that this is not a reasonable exit out the hood? Spitting death. This is not a reasonable exit out the hood. Carnage, shooting your way out the hood is not a reasonable method to get out the hood no more. The reasonable method should be education. It can be entertainment, but it don't have to be destructive. It ain't got to be death. These children are talking death to the ears of your children. These children are talking death to your children every step of the way. Every step of the way. I just wanted to get that out, that at the end of the day, we're going to either keep crying or we're going to start trying to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I make the call, who going to answer? If I make the call, listen, organization takes a little bit of work too. Organization is not, I'm inspired today, but 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I ain't going to show up to listen to the plan to be executed. You know what I'm saying? What's the growth and development thing? Yeah, think about it though. Many people think organizations start by we just talking some stuff. No, organization is something that has to go on and on and on and pass on to the next generation. Show me the organization that's really on the ground to make a difference as it relates to all this death in our community. Show me one. Anyone? Somebody hit the link. I just put the link in there. Show me one. Show me one. And you got to know, you can't expect all these people getting money from rap to even step up to this. Only people that have a positive state of mind and understand that real hip hop, real lyricists is going to have to put out the music with the hardcore beats and whatever, but the different content as it relates to lyric, those people will step up. But these people get millions of dollars, they ain't stepping up. Nah. They didn't bought themselves into a situation where as though the money need to keep coming in or they lose their situation. And they scared to go broke. They don't want that. Literally, no, they got other options. You know what I'm saying? Like Nas is slated to be the next billionaire just because of his investment. It has nothing to do with music. It's nothing to do with music. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with me. I'm talking about the executive. These executives, that's the puppet masters. The millionaires executive with the puppet masters. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to do a polite tonight, but I said, man, I want to speak on this because I'm seeing everybody seem like they're distraught. Everybody seem like they upset. Everybody seem like it. So I just had to do something tonight. They're on demon time. They're on demon time. Anyone seen Bruno Mars' new video promoting cigarettes? Yeah, that's crazy. That's great. How we go so far to see how bad cigarettes are, but now making it look cool again. Man. I said bad organizing is better than no organizing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable to me. I don't get it. But hey, I'm putting some organization on the ground, and I hope you answer the call. I'm not going to be talking about it here too much. People try to sabotage, you know what I mean? People try to sabotage. No, people like if I was to get organizing and put the campaign right here 24/7, if I put the campaign right here 24/7, most people would consider me as one that, oh, he's just trying to be the man. He's just trying to be this. He's trying to be that. When in fact, I genuinely think that we can make a difference. I genuinely think that if everybody show up and be accountable to the part that they supposed to play in whatever city that they in, that we can make a difference. I genuinely think that. I genuinely think that. The problem is many of us just want to be entertained. Many of us just want to be entertained. Many people will watch this to see who I'm going to expose. Oh, I'm going to expose some people. But right now, I'm exposing us for not doing nothing. Like, can we name one organization that is set on changing the dynamic of the deaf in our communities? Can we? Name one organization. Name one. Black Lives Matter, they show up for Breonna Taylor or the next sensational story. We don't see them in no neighborhood. Well, not in Baltimore, where we got 300 murders so far. They're not even a big city. We don't see no place where we can knock on the door. Black Lives Matter. We need some help. We got a crisis going on, such and such. We don't see that here. NAACP downtown somewhere. We don't see nothing in the hood where all the crime is taking place. But soon as the crime take place, yeah, what we need to do is we need to make sure that we have more education. We need to make sure, like, what? What you doing in the meantime, in between time? Soon as somebody gets shot, an older lady, man, I'm telling you, I'm about to get busy here. I'm about to turn it up. Let me show you this real quick. Check this out. If you're in Baltimore, you should be right here with me. Hold up. You should be right here. You should be emailing me to harkerbay@gmail.com saying I'm ready to rock with you. That's what you should be doing. Right there. Y'all ready for this? That's what you should be doing. You should be emailing me to Harker Bay. I don't know what your plan is, but listen, I'm with it. Let's get busy. Watch this real quick. 2 days ago. What happened? It's hard to process. Woman killed inside Southern Baptist Church Tuesday morning. See that? Woman killed inside a Baptist church Tuesday morning. Look at this. The search is on for a killer of a 69-year-old woman who was murdered inside of a church in East Baltimore. It's a crime that happened at what Mayor Brandon Scott calls one of the faith anchors of the city. The victim's daughter is now struggling to understand what happened. I don't even know how to begin to express what it is that I feel. I just know that my heart is shattered and totally in pieces. And whoever did this has not only broken my heart and my son's heart, but those who loved her. Evelyn Player was found dead inside of Southern Baptist Church early Tuesday morning. She was a longtime church and staff member. Finch says she and her mother were very close and talked every single day, including the morning just minutes before the shocking discovery. Her text to me this morning at 6:03 said, "Good morning, I'm here. Have a great day. I love you." I text her back at 6:06 saying, "I love you. That's the last message I'll ever have from my mother." And let me tell you something. A lot of this heartless, goofy rap music that influence people are building heartless people. It's building heartless people. You can't tell me that this hip-hop culture, that this heartless culture is not intertwined. You can't tell me that. And you mean tell me that the only thing we can do is mourn and not take action? Funky Things production in the building. How you doing, brother?
Shalom, my brother.
Shalom. How you doing, brother? How you feel, man? I feel some type of way about the show I had to do today, man. Somebody have to tell the truth. You know what I mean?
Right. You basically on point, man. I just want to give a little insider intake on it from being in the business back in the 80s,
Right.
from like 88 to like 92. Um, it's over, man. I mean, Nas said it, man, not too long ago. Hip hop is dead. He knew the way it was going. Um, they took conscious rap out starting in 88. I mean, like I said, man, I was right there. Seeing it happen right in front of my eyes from NWA, Public Enemy. Because around 88, Public Enemy was taking over. They took
Absolutely.
over everybody. I mean, oh my God. Public Enemy was
they were a movement.
Yes, they was a movement, a very strong movement. And then all of a sudden NWA came. It has never left, man.
Yeah.
It has never left. I was saying in the comment board, R&B has never done this before.
Never.
Soul music has never done this before. Jazz music, blues, not even rock and roll, man, has never made the children do what it's doing. The results show for itself. I could combine all them genres I just said, and they have never did the damage that hip hop is doing to our children today.
Absolutely.
To have a 9-year-old boy be taken by his father to a Travis Scott concert, that is
insane.
That's diabolical. Yeah, that's diabolical to me, man. That is just unheard of. It's the generation, man. But I just, like I said, man, I'm not gonna be long winded. I just feel personally based on being in the business and been around. I would just say collecting music since like 1972, 73, and seeing the evolution of music. Like I said, man, you don't hear R&B no more. You don't hear soul music no more. None of them other genres. It's just hip hop now. And people think that's on accident. That's on purpose because these people, I'm not going to really get into conspiracies, but it just shows these people found a genre of music finally to get to the children.
Yep.
After maybe 70, 80 years, because Billie Holiday, she didn't have young women using heroin. We know she was using heroin.
Absolutely.
We know.
Bro,
yeah,
I was thinking of as you was talking. Jazz musicians was getting high, but that was their thing.
That was their thing, but they kept it away from the children. They kept it away from putting it in their music. They never put that in their music. You didn't hear Ray Charles talking about sniffing in his music.
Never.
But he was doing that all behind the scenes. So there's a difference what's going on in this music. Everybody is so stuck on it, they can't let it go. And it is amazing when I'm looking at by being on this planet and watching maybe over 6 decades of things changing, man. Again, these people have found the genre that will destroy the children. It's never going away, man. I mean, I was saying in the comment.
But I think
go ahead.
What I'm talking about is this. I'm not looking at the industry on the macro. I'm looking at like right here in Baltimore. We have one radio station that pushes that. We have multiple other outlets, from the internet, if you will. If we would start demanding just the radio station from an organized perspective, whether we're dealing with the FCC, whether we're dealing with the legislation in that district where the radio station is in Woodlawn, you see. And so however you deal with that from that perspective would be a start. And then we learn as we go along. And we may have to pass it on to the next generation too. You feel what I'm saying? But to not do anything, I think we got to start small because this monster has gotten out of this box. You know what I mean? And you can't go big. That you just fighting win at that point.
So how can you fight? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What I'm saying is locally.
Okay.
Many of the advertisers for radio, they pay locally. That's what sustains radio. You know what I'm saying? Advertisers. You feel me? So when you go to a city and you hear like the insurance man with the auto insurance, you hear the church, they got ads on there. You hear all of these people with ads. Those are local. That's what sustains a record company is advertising. So one of the plans could be is first. I'm talking about that. It's many more things that we have to do. But one of the things that we need to attack first. Now I'm not gonna say we need. One of the things that could be addressed first is organizing to shut down the radio station if they choose to continue to push deaf music. You see what I'm saying? But it has to be a behind the scene organization.
It would have to be a big collaboration, including the children too and the teenagers.
Well,
not just the adults. It would have to be all around.
But we got to understand business first. Business is this. The children are not buying insurance. The children are not buying any of this advertising that radio use to promote this violence to children. You hit the dollar. You hit the dollar. The children is half of these commercials on the radio that keeps the radio station going. Children ain't buying that stuff. Adults are. So if we look at it from a business perspective, then we might get some leeway. I'm not saying that's the end all be all, but that could be a start, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. As one of Oh, of course. One of the ways.
And that's just an idea. What I'm saying is, if we had a think tank, we can probably have hundreds of ideas. But that's just one idea. But I still think it need to be manageable on a local level before expand. Each city got one radio station, that could be dealt with, and then start looking at the FCC as it relates to the internet, if you will.
Right. Okay.
We not. The thing is, though, Funky Things Productions, we are not even organizing to neutralizing anything that is to our detriment. Not music, not food, we're not organizing anything that is put out here for our detriment. I mean, we're not organized to address the things that is put out for our detriment.
Let me ask you this, just in general, everybody that listen, if the internet went down today, how would y'all listen to y'all music?
I make my own.
No, I'm talking about how would you listen to music? If you wanted to listen to some Michael Jackson or, some Delphonics or something like that, some Temptations, how would y'all listen to that? If the internet went down today, how would you listen to that? Because you get where I'm going. All physical music is gone.
Yep.
Even CDs, all physical music is gone. That's for a reason. They've done that on purpose to control it more.
Absolutely.
Hey,
money.
internet shutdowns today. I still have all my physical stuff, man. Yeah. Everything I was listening to in the 70s and 80s and 90s, I still have because I seen where it was going. Because like I said, I was in the business. I could see inside what was happening. And I'm like, no, I'm not getting rid of my physical. So if the internet shut down today, I could listen to Little Richard if I want to.
Right.
And everything else above that. See, my thing is, in my last word, because I see somebody got somebody else right there. Let them get their word in. But my thing is, what I'm trying to do is re-implement R&B and soul music on my channel. I ain't trying to promote my channel, but
put your link. No, promote your channel, brother. We need more, brother. Listen, I tell everybody on Morris World TV, don't call that a shameless plug. If you got a positive channel, if you got a channel that's cutting edge and make people think, brother, I support you. I got you. I
appreciate it, man. But I didn't come here to promote. But that's what my channel. If you look on my channel now, you see nothing but R&B, soul, jazz, and blues. Funky Things Productions, 3.
And I want to say this to anybody who supports or watch Morris World TV. If you got a channel and it's positive or it's cutting edge, it walks right up and question the status quo. I don't mind you doing that because, listen, the only way that the devil get ahead is because God ain't stepping up. And I'm talking about you. representing the God. I'm talking about you.
Right.
If you are stepping up, then we can't complain that the devil is doing what he do.
Right. Well, I would have to say in the Hebrew language, the water, my brother, for giving me that, because you know that's what I'm all about. Is just trying to direct people back to the real music of instruments.
What is it again?
It's Funky Things Production.
Funky Things Production. I'm about to pull it up, put the link in there. Because what I'm saying is, like, on the internet, brother, we got so much crazy negative stuff going on the internet, and you know, not enough positive or even stuff that make you think. Hold up, funky. Let me make sure I get this right. You said funky things, but even information that'll make you think or challenge your regular thinking is few to none on social media. You know what I mean? So
right. I mean, I'll get I'll put the link in a minute, but I'll let the person that do business holler. But I appreciate you giving me this time. You're doing your thing, man. I appreciate what you're doing. You're a positive thing in the community. I don't see nothing negative in you, man. So I appreciate what you're doing, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you too. And this is Funky Things Production. I'm putting a link in here right now. Y'all should go subscribe on your drive.
Hey, if they want to listen to some real music, you know what I'm saying? If they want to get away from the hip hop one day, you know what I'm saying? Oh, let me I remember that. Oh, well, I understand where that song came from, or they got that sample from. That's what you're gonna get from me.
Right. So I'm just putting your link in there. And again, family, man, the thing is this thing, and I get do business up in here. The thing is this, bro. We need more people that's putting out stuff to balance out this madness that we see out there. You feel me?
Right.
We man, you know, I don't know how many times you watch me, but I see you got I see you spoke it like the Hebrew language, but you look at the guy over there signing on the TV, he cannot stop himself from talking crazy about the Bible, about Hebrews, about
can I say a little bit something about that?
It's
something. Just a little something, then I'm gone. Because you brought up something, I might as well just speak on it, man. You did it. You did it, so you to blame.
Go ahead,
people start coming after me. Just blame this man, but good. Yeah, my thing on that is he's mocking the Bible. And for any Israelite to get on this channel and talk with him and be cordial with him, that's evil to me as an Israelite. You know, the Most High says stay away from people like that. We don't supposed to mingle with them like that unless we're trying to change them. He mocks the Bible, so it's just disgusting. It disgusts me more to see Hebrew Israelites, you know, deal with them on that level. So I think I said enough. I think you know how I feel.
And the thing is about that, you know, anybody that entertain that, man, it kind of blows me away, because anybody with an ounce of common sense would know that all he do is Google lies in the Bible. He copy and pasted and said, aha, I got you. Aha, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Out of here with that, man. But
yeah. You own it. You own the state. I mean, whatever you can come up.
The only point that I'm making with that is that when we got people like that, we need more people like you. We need more other Hebrews that is going to be balancing that out. Give the other balanced message to drown that nonsense out. We're gonna need more. It's gonna need other people to balance and drown that madness out.
Yeah.
So that's why I support you, brother. Keep doing your thing. Let me do business in the building. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it, man. Shalom.
Shalom, peace. What up, do business?
What's good, my brother? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing well, brother. What you think? What's happening?
I mean, honestly, I mean, my take on it is, I think for me personally, I think it's a country problem. Right. Basically, when you're dealing with people, especially Black people, you know, I think that the problem in our community, it's just time for our community to be mandated. That's basically what I see on it, because somebody has to make our people do the right thing. And you talk about leaders, a lot of our people don't respect leaders, no matter what school of thought that you come from, or whatever. From what I see, I would like to see the United States government step to the black community and just say straight up, y'all got to stop doing all this. Y'all either you're gonna do the right thing or you're just not gonna be out or around.
Well, the thing is
that's
that,
just my take on it. But go ahead.
Right. The thing is that leaders have to be grassroots, grown from the community. That's one thing. Leaders are not manufactured. In other words, I'm a community person. You know what I'm saying? And so what I mean, I'm a community person. I love the people in the community. And so the people in the community got to respect the person that is presenting the program to bring us up out of this condition. And that's how a leader is born to help change the condition. The government will never be able to do it because the government is the one that started the situation in the first place. They actually seeded the situation in the first place. So that's not their interest. This is all business for them. Rap music is business for them. This is why I talk about the FCC.
Right.
I said, if you want to address something, we have to address it on a local, on a small level. And why is this, and we have to be serious about it. Why is this radio station conspiring to kill my son? Why? Why is this radio station conspiring to kill my children in this neighborhood? But they got to be serious people. They got to be serious people that's willing to stand on that thought. No, you are killing. You are a murderer. And we're not going to have this murderer. We're not going to have you murdering. We're going to sue you. And here's why. And we look and we do some case study and we find out every murder in Baltimore that mimics a song. And I guarantee you we'll find it. I guarantee you. There's so much goofy rap out there. This song mirrors this murder. This radio station, I'm telling you, we got to find a way. The thing is that we can't expect the government to remedy a problem that it issued or initiated in the first place. And it's not going to be on social media either. It got to be grassroots. It's not going to be for the show.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's like I respect everything you're saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying that to say because it's gotten so bad that, like I said, a lot of our people are not going to respect the grassroots. Now you may have a portion of us that will.
Bro, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Real talk. I'm working on this street in Baltimore, right? And working on a house, putting the door in. I see somebody that I know. Oh, what's up? What's up, man? What's going on? They up there trapping, doing what they do. Yo, that's my man. Da da da. Yo, check this out. Yo, whenever y'all see my man truck, yo, make sure ain't nobody else doing no work in this neighborhood. Only Mo right there. Only Mo, bro. When don't let nobody come up in here. Take Mo card. Anybody needs some work on this block, take Mo card. Take that for an example. That's respect. You see what I'm saying? That's respect. That type of respect.
That's respect.
That type of respect can ultimately transform or transcend that type of concept and go into leadership. Because people know you, they have confidence in you. And I'm just saying.
I see what you're saying. You're saying that we need to approach the people more. We need to go to them. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be a part of the community. You got to be you can't come from a boardroom talking to somebody who going to eat a ramen noodle for dinner and they've been eating it for the last 3 weeks talking about I'm here to save you. They can be like, man, you better get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be one that is able to eat the ramen noodle and say, man, listen, we're going to get up out here together. We're going to get up out here together. And now let's put the plan together. I
see what you're saying. So
an example, but people have to be relating to the one that is coming for assistance. Most leaders are not relatable. Like, let's look at Farrakhan for you.
I got you.
Farrakhan. We love Farrakhan.
That's a good approach.
Right? We love Farrakhan, right? I'm sure most people do, to some degree. What hood has Farrakhan lived in where people can relate to and seeing him come out of a struggle? In this day and time, we need relatable leaders. We don't need great orators. Farrakhan is a great orator. They're going to get mad because I say this, but it's true. He's a great orator. He doesn't have coming out the mud experience that is needed for what we're faced with today. It got to be one that it come from the trenches, that have turned themselves around and they ready to pull people out of the trenches with them, and they band together and solve these problems. You can't have these educated dummies, man. People that went to college for 100 years. Shout out to people who go to college, but you're not able to remedy that. You don't know that experience. You don't know what it's like. That every conversation is B, mother effer this, mother effer that. Yo, throw the blunt. Yo, B, roll this up for me, B. Then I'm talking about BITCH. You don't know that conversation. You can't remedy that. You don't know, like, man, that be fat, man. Yo, man, she fat,
Right.
man, she burnt me last week. They don't know that conversation. You can't remedy that. You feel what I'm saying? So the leaders that you make like those type of leaders of yesterday. Today we need a new leader, one that comes from the fabric of the situation.
Right. You definitely want to reach the ones that you can reach. If you definitely keep a stronghold on them. But of course, the ones that we can't reach, we just have to let them go. So yeah, I agree with you, because I do that in my personal life. Anybody that I can reach in the Black community, hey, if I can get them, now I got him. Whether it's a man or a woman. So I got you.
Let me say this. We always got to remember that there's always going to be a wave that starts. Once you start to ripple, people will automatically go in the direction that the crowd is going, even positive. But some people need to know their position too. Like, we have people that don't have that type of hood experience. The hood is going to change the world. The ex-convict going to change the world. And a lot of people don't have that experience, right? So what they need to play is a supporting role. They need to understand that, okay, you're an intellectual, but this ain't your lane. You know what I mean? I can talk to the D-boy. I can talk to the hitter, the shooter. I can talk to the shooter, but your lane is not there. I need you to be in your lane so we can make sure we got our checks and balances right as this money coming in, so we can keep this thing going. But the thing is that everybody wants to be the orator. Everybody wants to be the hands-on. And that's why organization is a must. You feel me?
Absolutely. Because where I come, what I come from, Wunuwabu. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
Organization is everything. Organization. Brother, do business. I appreciate you. Let me get Secret Balance in, and then I'm going to get my man Mo Saeed. I appreciate Ink Bully in the building again. So let me get Secret Balance in. Brother, I appreciate you.
What's up, Tarkus?
I'm doing good. What's up, sis? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Look, I wanted to tell Mo, hey, Mo, we need you to come put that look down over here in the rock, man, because that look down, that's on point. What I wanted to speak to, though, is how powerful music is and how powerful sound itself is, because that was what the creation comes from. And when we understand what it means to have these energies flow through a speaker, or even like the vinyls, back in the day, the vinyls would give you a crisp, clear sound. Then they went to CDs and it wasn't so clear. Now it's digital. They can change the programming. They can change the frequency. When you listen to something at a certain hertz, it changes the whole way it flows through your body. 1440 hertz is the frequency that we're listening to all things on in these societies. And it's crazy. Like, that sends your body in a chaotic state. We have to understand what it means to balance things out within. And it starts with the sounds that are happening around us. When you're in a quiet, serene environment, you can think clearly. When there's so much chaos going on and sounds are all crazy, especially the words. When you add words in, when the words come in, you get the thought and the feeling that's married together, that's creating a whole entire other energy sector outside of you. We got to start to control the environment around us. And it starts with the sounds, because that's where we come from. I did want to bless your show with something, though. You'll never be less, though. We got to watch these words too, because you think about the word blessed, be less. No,
Right.
we're not going to be less. We're going to be powerful, and we're going to control our energy. But I've got something I wanted to play for the audience, and it's a frequency that people don't usually get to hear, but I'm going to play it here now.
Just try hip time.
You see how long that plays?
Sis, what you trying to do up now?
It's a bell. I have my kids to hold that sound, and in that moment, they get to be still and go within themselves. They're not erratic and chaotic. That sound energy.
Where
the
that
singing
bell at?
bowls,
Where that bell at? My son got tons of energy. I need that bell. Calm him down.
and look, and when you have, and it's something that's fun for them, I tell them to hold the sound until it's over, and it takes a nice little minute for that frequency to calm down and stop. And they're sitting there. I tell them, hold that energy, hold that sound until it's gone, and it literally lets them get a moment to just stop and think clearly about whatever they're getting ready to do or whatever they're doing, so they can think about making the opposite decision if their decision that they're getting ready to make is not appropriate, like running along the back of my couch. My son, I mean, and it's a thing, and it's fun. They were like, I was going to say the other day, Umar, he says, it ain't no ADHD, it's called ain't no daddy at home. When you get that deep voice, when you get that woo woo, or you get Mo to hit or put that look down, them boys will get right real quick. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Mama, I'll be over here coming, y'all stop, y'all stop. But honey, the daddy get that, hey, and they get right. You know what I'm saying? So that's
I agree. Absolutely.
But that's all I wanted to say. Shout out to this Morse World TV.
Hey sis, and always come in and chime in because we need that secret balance, sis. Real talk.
Most definitely.
Don't hesitate, sis. If you got something to say, hit that link. Even if you got something that you want to present, you can always email me at tahakabay@gmail.com. Real talk.
Okay.
All right?
Definitely. All right.
All right, sis. Appreciate you. Now, here go the man of the hour. What's happening, bro?
What's good, family?
Come on, bro. I know you can take us home tonight, brother. What you got, brother? What you feel? What's going on?
Oh, a couple things, man. It totally slipped my mind that you was right there in Baltimore, man. I'm in York, PA, man. I'm 30 minutes away from you, man. I'm in the city all the time, man. My pops and my little brother is down on the east side. So I was literally down there last weekend, man. So check it, right? I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Baltimore Community for Environmental Justice. But my grandmother, Rosa Hart Bernstein, man, she was one of the agents there. She was one of the main officers there, and she did a lot for the city. Man. She fought for better housing and basically, like, as the title says, environmental justice, as far as like gentrification in the city and whatnot. She just passed recently. She just passed about a week and a half ago. You feel me? She got recently cremated. We was dealing with her service and whatnot. But yeah, bro. I want to email you and touch bases on you with a couple of things, man. See if we can link up and do a couple of things, man. Because it's in my blood, bro. You feel me? I love my community to death, man. I be clowning in the chat a lot, but I come for the entertainment and I come for the information too. You feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, to touch on some of the things that was said earlier, like the Queen just said. Man, this is ours, man. This is our shit, man. I ain't never gonna get this up, man. You feel me? When it was initiated, it was about revolution. Like the whole art form was formed for change, and it did just that. You feel me? It was a way to speak out. It was a way to express ourselves when we didn't have nothing. They wouldn't let us have nothing, And just a little bit of my background. I'm a 25 plus year professional artist, visual artist, music, painting, sculpting, the whole 9 yards. So for the past 15 years, I've been tattooing, right? And so the tattoo industry is crazy. You meet a lot of interesting people, and on top of it being a white male dominated industry, and especially being a black artist and having to for one, we have a whole niche market of black folks. For one, 90% of these white shops don't know how to tattoo our skin anyway. They scar us up, they mark us up. Y'all know, y'all understand. But I say all that to say, I've traveled traveled this country, bro. I've lived outside the country for about 6 years. I lived in Germany for about 6 years. My mother was in the
Hey, yo, this
military.
funny. Hold up. This is funny. Indigenous by blood said, so I can see you in traffic here earlier and holler at you. So I'm riding through.
Hey.
And Indigenous is the Indigenous by blood. He know I'm not. He seen me. Where was I riding through? I was riding off of I know I was in the city. Like I'm in the city. I'm like in the heart of the city. And I remember he goes out his car like, I was like, hey. But the point that I'm making is that's who and I hold your thought, brother. But that's the people who will be able to relate. You have to move in and out there. And actually, I was going to Lafayette and so I'm talking about deep in
the trenches.
He
was in the trenches.
I was going to Lafayette. I mean, deep in the hood. I was deep in the hood. But the point that I'm making is that this is where the leaders of today would have to come from, relate to, in order to affect change. You don't have to live there per se, but you better be relatable there.
This is
so
a fact.
Shout out to Indigenous by blood, bro. Yeah, he opened the car door. My man. But what you was saying,
but yeah, man, like you were saying, so in my travels and you know my eccentric life, like I said, my mother's in the military. I lived outside the country for about 6 years. I've lived in Panama. I lived in Germany for 6 years. I've lived in Spain. You know, I've seen the world. I've had the benefit of seeing the world for real, like actually living outside this country, not on some vacation shit, like not on some, you know, traveling on, or I got a couple of dollars and like, no, like having to get the 12 inoculation shots in the back of my thigh every time we got on this 16-hour flight from here to Heidelberg, Germany. Like, yeah, 6 years of my life. I went to school in Germany. I mean, in my grade school years, like, and I've lived all over the country. You understand? I lived in Panama. I lived all over the damn country. I lived all over the country. I've lived all over the world. So I speak fluent Caucasian. I speak fluent white people. You know what I mean? I've lived in Rhode Island. I've been going back and forth to Rhode Island, Northeast, New England for about 10, 13 years tattooing up there. I have a large clientele base up there. Listen, I was listening to you earlier. I disagree as far as you said if Caucasians had a form of music or entertainment in which it preached and promoted death and a death culture, they would shut it down. Hell no, bro. Listen, they're rock and roll. Okay, they're grunge. They got whole genres of music that we're not even privy to. But listen. Right? You gotta remember Marilyn Manson. You gotta remember. You have to remember. Like, listen, they are allowed to, because hold on, look,
it, brother.
This is true. This is true.
I didn't
but
say
also,
they stop it. I said they
right.
neutralize it.
No. Right. I'm not talking about with our culture. I'm talking about white culture. I'm talking about their culture. Listen, that's what they do. They do death and destruction. Like, you gotta understand, there's nobody protesting Arnold Schwarzenegger when he makes a movie and he depicts himself blowing off and he's busting off a 50 cal and
keep it that music for a second. Keep it that music.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, I feel you. I feel you.
European genre of music, they ultimately neutralize it. Let me give you an example. Back in the 80s, you had AC/DC, you had Twisted Sister, you had coming up with Red Hot Chili Peppers, and you had all of these sorts of groups. Today,
I'm familiar, but listen, the difference is with those groups were revolutionary. They were not destructive.
Listen to what I'm saying. No, listen to what I'm saying. So then you get the Marilyn Manson, and then you get the grunge, and you get that, but they isolate it and they neutralize it. That's how they do it. It doesn't get the chance to rise to the level as we see in hip hop. So what I said is I never said they stop it, and I say the same thing with us. We
Right.
don't have to stop anything. We have to learn to neutralize it.
So look, I'm not. So I hear what you're saying, right? And again, I necessarily don't feel like they neutralize it on their end because it's so prolific in so many other forms of their entertainment and a lot of their underground forms of music. I'm trying to tell you. And two, like listen.
To all music.
There's a whole
rise.
Right. I'm not gonna say it doesn't get a chance to rise. I'm just gonna say hip hop is just that powerful. Hip hop is
this is, bro, it's promoted and it's financed.
Right. Listen, at this point, but you have to understand before they recognize the monetary value of it, they had to first recognize like, damn, like everybody, I'm talking about from fashion. Hip hop influences the world's fashion. It influences the world's music. It influences the world's dance. I'm talking about.
But listen,
Mm-hmm.
that's true.
Right. And I understand you. I understand. There's a machine behind it. There's a machine behind it. Right. This is a fact.
Something. They can ultimately look at the Yeezys. Those to me are the weirdest, ugliest shoes that you ever can see.
The Balenciagas, all them Jones are horrible.
But listen, when you put money behind something, they don't do that. They would rather have grunge music or whatever death music that Europeans want to jump into the crowd and on people and all that. They don't allow that. They allow that to go.
They don't allow it to go mainstream. I feel you.
But hip hop, this is a plot. This is a bankrolled plot to keep this type of hip hop right before your face. I was in Security Mall the other day, and man, the most craziest things I ever seen was a poster in the middle of the mall. This is outside of hip hop, and I yield to you. A poster. I'm walking with my son, getting him a haircut at the Dominican spot.
Right.
And there's a poster with a plus size sister, half naked in lingerie. You know what I'm saying? Right. In the middle of the mall. I'm talking about a post. And this was come and get your pictures taken at something. But there is no way in this world would I go out to White Marsh and will ever see something like this. I mean, it was nasty looking.
Right.
Nasty, not the sister was nasty, but I'm just
no, I feel you.
Like it was implying, you know what I mean, sexual nature.
Right.
And it was our woman sitting there. I'm like, I'm just so the point that I'm making, big bro, is that certain things they got Europeans on billboards wearing lingerie, but they call it classy, and they're promoted to be classy.
And they'll film it different. They'll shoot it different. The photography is different. No, I feel you. So what I was trying to like. I do not agree with throwing it out. I don't agree with throwing the baby out the bathwater. We can't infiltrate. We definitely like platforms like yourself. There's a large underground independent movement of I'm not necessarily just conscious rap, but just bro. And
I want to see that.
Artistic. You got groups like JID, you got Earth Gang, you got J. Cole, you got Kendrick, and even J. Cole and Kendrick, you have to understand they have already started their own labels and they have artists under them that are phenomenal, that are spitting on a whole nother level, that have the ability to cross over. But what we are missing in this genre, like you said, is an individual that can jump on these trap beats, these drill beats, that can bridge that gap, that can ultimately bridge that gap. You feel me? Between that straight street hood woo woo and an individual that's in between the old heads and around that J. Cole, Kendrick age group that could really talk that for real. And hey man, it was sad. King Von, these individuals, because I'm really into the music, you feel me? I really listen to it. They were trying.
Yeah, and you can tell
they were trying, bro. Like they really were doing a lot of shit for their community. Like if you
Absolutely.
really like, they really were
Hey, bro,
coming back.
Young Dolph, bro, giving away cars. Somebody sold the car.
I'm trying to tell you.
The day he sold the car, and he was like, "Yeah, get your money." You know what I'm saying? Making sure the children was right. But the thing is, on the flip side, you know, it's like the dope boy or the pimp. You know what I mean? Giving away turkeys at Thanksgiving. Like, how do we balance this out? I mean, like you said,
right?
Like,
right.
How do we balance this out? And so
I say 50, but I'm a murder 150.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Look at the math.
Or even the flip side. I might kill 50, but hey, I'm gonna give out 150 turkeys.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill 50. I'm gonna send I'm gonna send hundreds to prison from my influence. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna send hundreds I'm gonna leave hundreds wounded. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and look, this culture with drinking that syrup. Now I'm gonna have everybody addicted on weed. Like this weed, this weed is crazy, bro. You can ride down the highway 70 miles an hour, bro. Never in my life would I thought that I had weed smelling in my car, and I don't smoke weed. Like you be on the highway, bro. That seriously, but you ride on 695 around Baltimore. Oh my God, man! Like, bro, I'm like going 70, bro. Why am I smelling?
Hey, look, so I ain't gonna hold you.
Strong weed, man.
I got my medical card and everything. I got a clothing line, as you can see. I run so man, so look, so listen.
Wrong with it?
I mean, it is and it ain't. It is and it ain't, for real. It is and it ain't.
Back in the day, it had a smell that was like, it smelled like an herb. Oh, what that stuff?
Yeah. Gasoline, turpentine.
And I don't be knocking me. I'm like, man, what the? I don't remember this part.
But no, for real, it's not. Yeah, it's not for everybody. Yo, me and my man was just laughing about it now, man. In 2 years I'll be 40, man. So it was at a point when I was younger. There was a point where I was younger. I was like, yeah, I'm smoking weed, whoa, and then you mature a little bit, and you know, it's not for everybody. You know, some of us is lazy, they don't do nothing there. I mean, and you got some folks that's some grinders, some hustlers. But yeah, it's not for everybody. And now in my older age, man, like I said, I got a son in college, man, I got a kid in high school, man. Like I wake up and my knee just might be hurting for no reason. Like I'm at that age now, you feel me, where it's just, and so my mother has diabetes, okay? She does the CBD.
Shout out to Christian News, the interview. She said her parents live 5 minutes from Security Mall. Shout out Christian News, the interview. Go ahead, brother. So she said,
yeah. So she do CBD. She does edibles, man. It helps with her insulin levels. Like there is medically backed research behind it.
Oh yeah, I don't listen. I
don't. Yeah, I mean,
I just don't like people who abuse drugs.
Nah, yo, and again. You 18, 17, like man, you really, like the teenagers and stuff, like you really is really, and I hate, and I have a teenage son, I have teenagers, so at a certain point you got to be like, it really is no purpose. Like you 19, 20, like 20 years old, 18, like what are you doing? You have no reason to be smoking. You living at home with moms, you really, like.
But people be abusing it, bro.
Absolutely.
Bro, I had a neighbor. I lived you familiar with the area? I lived out Catonsville off of Ingleside. And I had a neighbor, man. She was straight hood. She would knock on my door. Can I just get $20 until I get my check a little bit later today? I'm like,
yeah, at that point, man, it's like,
crap, come on,
come on, yeah.
Nah. You my neighbor.
Yeah, it's a certain point. But
so it's not only hood, it's everywhere.
It is. And look,
and the addictive nature and the destructive nature of lazy addiction and abuse.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? Because it's comfortable. Like a lot of our issues in the Black community are behavioral. For real, we can change certain behaviors. That and economic. Behavioral and economic, man.
I think it's a group of people in every corner of our community that wants better. If we can
absolutely
them and start the wave, we will have better.
I agree, bro.
Nobody's tapping in. You know what's going on right now? Like you hit me, we're gonna put something down. I tell you.
So look, right? and I'm kind of wanted to like I kind of regretted even thinking about doing this or saying this, but I had to low key put it out there, right? So yeah, man, I've always, again, I've been following y'all for years, man. I've always wanted to like dip my foot in the game, right? But I already know that coming from with all the shit that's going on, I'm gonna be met with apprehension as far as my viewpoints on the community and how we can change and make some money in our pockets. Like I have ideas and plans, how to start a business with absolutely no money. Like I can teach you how to start a business with no money, no product. You know what I mean? How to start a website for free, how to take payments on that website for free, and how to start making profit with absolutely no money.
And see, let me tell
in
you
a couple weeks. You feel me? And I don't want and I already know it's going to be, well, what does he want? What does he want from the people? What are you trying to get from the community? You feel me? So I always so hear me out, right? I wanted to do this just personally. So whatever happens in the future, because I got projects I'm working on. I got a YouTube page. I got stuff like that. I'm an artist. I sell my art. You feel me? My businesses are established. I've been doing this for a couple decades. Like, I know I may look young, but I'm an old man. You feel me? I'm doing this shit for a while. I'm straight. I have children that are at a certain age now that are out in this world, and I want to show them something. I want to, you know what I mean? They always say you have to take care of home. You can't worry about society. Like, nah, man, I got to worry about society because I had to send my children out into society.
You got to go out in it. Absolutely.
You feel me? I have, you can't fix everybody. No, you can't worry about fixing the whole hood. You got to worry about you and your, like, then I have to raise mine and then send them out there into that shit.
So that's your response. Your community is your responsibility.
Exactly.
Right.
And even if you live in a white neighborhood, you can be as delusional as you want and say, I'm affluent, you know what I mean? I'm better off. I live in a better I hope you're preparing your children to go out into that world, because out in that world, they're gonna face their own adversities and problems, issues, racism, shit like that they might not be prepared for, because their parents have fed them this idea to delusions of grandeur, and you're good because we have this amount of money and you don't have to worry about that. And then they'll get a rude awakening on that side of the game too. You feel me?
And see, so what you need to do, you need to make sure you email me to huckleberry@gmail.com.
I got you.
And I can bring the people together and say, listen, we got the desk, we got the computers, we got everything ready. Come on, we got a brother going to teach you how to start a business for free. Pass out flyers, get the people to build it. See, the thing is that I think a lot of times when a person probably with the experience, a person like yourself with the experience that you have, is so diverse that you got to make sure that you're speaking to a student and not someone trying to figure you out or trying to use you or something. I want,
and that was the purpose, right? That was the purpose of me saying what I was saying.
The students are better, bro.
The only thing I want from my people in the form of anything, as far as monetary or, go check out my website and buy my art. I mean, I'm an artist. That's it. You know what I mean? Right. My opinions are my opinion. I'm not going to try to sell you no Kagan water, no colloidal silver. Right. You know what I mean? I'm not going to try to sell you a religion, or I'm not going to try to change your thoughts on flat earth or what. I'm not none of that. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to get this bread. I'm going to show you how to be. You could be a one single mom, single dad, living by yourself, have to take care of your kids, you need some extra income. I'm gonna show you how to do that. I've been doing this. I've been independent, self-employed for over 15 years. I just want to see my people do better, man, for real. And too, man, I want to big up my grandmother, man. She did a lot for the city of Baltimore, man. Yeah, bro, Rosa Hart Bernstein, man. I got newspaper articles. I got news clippings, man. She was giving these white folks a business up in them city halls to get the streets of Baltimore back in order for the people, man. That she just recently passed. So I really want to get with you and really do a project for that for my grandmother, man. My Omi, man.
Remember my name and put Gmail or Yahoo at the end. Bro,
I got you.
All right.
I got you. Peace to the family. Y'all have a good night, man.
Peace, man. That's always a pleasure to have Big Bro in the building. That's always a pleasure. I'm willing to help using my resources as well. No charge. We can barter and trade. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So, family, listen. We building up in here. We building up here. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna see y'all on Saturday or Sunday. I can't say which day for sure, but I appreciate y'all. I just wanted to get that thought out. I'm gonna look at the comment section. Please leave a comment. We're gonna have a lot of people that's gonna have hate comments because I'm holding the rappers responsible for putting out the kill music, the deaf music, and the deaf energy. But hey, it is what it is. We got to take responsibility. When I make the call and on the organizing tip, I hope some of y'all will answer. And I've been saying it because I just keep dropping the seed. There's organizing going on. And so I just need you to answer the call when you hear it, whether it's from me or someone that is on the same page of organizing. No, organizing is the only thing that's going to get us out here. I want to give a big up to my bro M. Nugent, Cryptonomics, Sean May, then Ben Israel, my brother, so many people, man, that really that be riding, man, and know that we gonna get this thing done. I gotta definitely my brother John GWL Bay and my brother Israel Bay. I'd like to thank everybody, family, for riding. Just ride, fam. Ride with me. We gonna get this work. We're going to get this work. We're going to do this work. Watch with me. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Just give it some time. Just give it some time. When you hear the call, just answer the call. You follow me? Now let me play my hip hop.
He says to Harker Bay, Toronto Johnson. I call for a mortgage court on brother Toronto Johnson. And anybody who's riding with him with this scandal or with these videos of me and my wife riding the people.
Check it.
I never saw my brothers and sisters serving these packages when I was with Daweed Ali and them and Taj and them used to come to Chicago.
I laid them old boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. Sleepwalking. They keep talking. I probably catch a charge and I don't care what any say. Yeah, I'm the people's grand sheik and the people's grand sheik. Ain't seen a man I can't beat. Only the gods is my equal. You mortals, you just my sequel. You just my sequel. What the 85ers? Dip divers? Trying to symbolize us? You already dead. Who done got up in your head? Rent free. You wanna know who sent me? Who sent you? Leg, head. I tried to pull you out the bed, but you got a ball groggy. Started talking real crazy, eyes foggy. Couldn't see through the fog. Then I had to bring the dogs, barking all up in your ear, acting like you don't care. Oh, you don't care? Like you don't preserve life. Oh yeah, and you really don't care, right? Oh, you don't care, right? Well, we gon' really check that, bet that, respect that. Since you said you ain't scared to die, I laid them young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. I laid them old boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I'm the people's grand sheik. I ain't seen a man I can't beat. I laid them young boys to rest. They was sleepwalking anyway. I would take you on any day. Michigan, New York, Cali, where you at? What you thought? From that town to Baltimore, everybody on the road is all raw. They ready, choppers. I don't really think you want the problem. Hold up, raise the thought up. Back to a law, leg, head. I try to get him out the bed, sleepwalking anyway. Sleepwalking anyway. Wake up, keep talking. Sleepwalking anyway. Wake up, I don't care what any say. Nobody. I'm the people's grand sheik and the people's grand sheik. I ain't seen a man I can't beat. Never. my secret. Only equals is the gods. You mortals, that's my sequel. I see dead people. Hey, I see dead people. I lay them old boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. I lay them young boys to rest. They was dead sleep anyway. Hey, people screaming. I ain't never met a man that I can't beat. Oh, the gods is my only equal. That's it. You mortals, you just my sequel. That's it.
I call for a more court on brother Toronto Johnson and anybody who's riding with him with this scandal or with these videos of me and my wife frauding the people.
Check. Let's go. Woo! Let's go. I try to tell these guys in the beginning I came in the game with the intentions of winning. So many people think they made me in Moorish World TV. Y'all don't believe me, huh? They can't make themselves a success, but they can make me a success. I'm not impressed, huh? What a joke, I want all the smoke. Back in the day when I was broke, messed up, and the slaveholders choke. I probably would've murked you, cause it's your bedtime way past your curfew. All the reckless talk, disrespect for a YouTube show. You know how it go. When I see you, ain't no talk. Go on, put your work in, cause ain't no we supposed to be conscious. It's curtains, the show is over. All the likes and the laughs, ain't there one of them here to save you. Now do the math, that's one less devil, one less snake, one less lane. All up in your face, trying to gain your confidence with fake consciousness, so they can say you have it in the bottle. Man, this.
Family, come on, for real. Stop buying heaven in a bottle. Heaven doesn't come in a bottle. Heaven is the higher self. Heaven is within. Go within. Find heaven, baby.
I would love to catch him in my town, for sure. Trying to sell it to my mother, little clown. Trying to tell it to my little sister or my little cousin or my little niece. Capiche? Peace. You know what's happening? We bring the gods out. An elder once told me, just because you in the light, don't forget your night vision. Just might need it in a fight. Listen, I listen. Pay attention, never tell the enemy you got the drop on them. We the solid brotherhood, I don't know who popped on them. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Hawker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Hawker Bay front line till the law call my number. You a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. Family, see y'all tonight, 9:30. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Hawker Bay front line till the